So I was at the gym yesterday playing basketball, and there was this guy that was playing one-on-one on the other side of the court. Every time he scored, he would walk over to our side of the court and bang his chest and scream like he was like that guy. And I was like, okay, Tiger and I were just looking at him like, whatever does it for you, I suppose. But I'm wondering from your perspective, when you think about like that edge on the court, like the anger, the aggression that players play with, do you think that that edge is comes from a place of like expressing that anger, or do you think that that can come from joy?
I mean, when it comes to basketball, being competitive is super fun, but also, you know, it does. I've had plenty of times where I felt like I played better angry, mainly because you get that, you know, forget, you know, anything that's going on. You know, I'm here to, you know, do some damage or whatever, and that's just to say it nicely. but I think in both ways, shapes or forms, like, again, not to bring up Donovan Mitchell again, but, you know, he started having fun towards the end and, you know, but dude just couldn't miss. So, but I've also seen situations like LeBron James, that old picture where he just like looked like a whole demon. He went in demon mode. So he literally was playing possessed. So I'm not sure if he was angry, but he looked kind of scary, and he, you know, put up crazy numbers. And then there's another situation. I think there's a story with D Wade like elbowing Kobe or something. I don't think Kobe was actually mad, but it was just like, you know, when you see your own blood, you get crazy. So I think it can work out.
I think so too. I think that anger is probably a better fuel, actually, because when I think about me playing on the basketball court, my best moments, high school and beyond, were always when I got angry. Like when something happened that I was just pissed about. I feel like it turns that other gear where it's like, I'll show you kind of thing. So it's interesting to think about, though, because I do think I agree with you, what you said about Donovan Mitchell, about him playing with that joy at the end of that game. I think Luka's somebody that plays with joy. I think it's interesting to think about what energy do you tap into, or emotion do you tap into to fuel your game? Is it the joy, or is it the anger? So I'm curious, for anybody watching, what fuels your game? Are you more motivated by the joy, or do you have better games when you're angry? What do you think the role of a point guard is?
Definitely the extension of the coach. I think, you know, me, also growing up playing point guard, you had to have a good relationship with the coach, because not only are you calling the plays, but as far as being a leader on the team, I think all point guards need to be leaders on their teams. Yeah, because they're the shot caller on the floor. So, yeah.
What are some of the things you'd recommend to players trying to be point guards that would reinforce those leadership qualities specifically?
Always be first. Whether, you know, even if you're not the fastest on the team, you know, you got to be first as far as like being the leader. You know, if someone isn't doing what they're supposed to be doing, you got to be the first to say something. Yeah, call them out. You got to just be that person as far as like respected. You have to gravitate it, and just like, it's not even asking for it. It's like you have to obtain that. So if you definitely want to be a point guard in basketball, you know, get your respect. As far as just even playing, you need to always involve your teammates. And again, be coachable at the end of the day.
I think one of the big aspects of that is a player's ability to communicate with their teammates during the game, but also before the game. Like knowing where your teammates like to catch the ball. What are the places on the floor that they are most efficient or most effective? How do you, as the point guard, get them into those positions? And obviously, like you said, that's an extension of the coach and the coach's role. But as a point guard, I think that the role is to set up your teammates to be successful. So communicating that with your teammates in a way that's asking them, where do you like to catch? What's your favorite spot on the floor? What are your best moves? And then observing how they play within that and giving them feedback throughout the game. Like if you know a player likes to catch at the high post and has a good jump shot there, then when they catch at the high post and they don't turn, then you tell them next play down, hey, you had a shot there. I'm going to see you every time. Keep going. Those type of things to just keep people motivated throughout the game, I think, is something that not just point guards but players in general, understanding your teammates and understanding how to elevate guys both in the game and before and after the game.
Yep. Who is you got a top three?
Top three point guards?
Top 3 point guards.
All time or present day?
All time.
You got to put Magic Johnson in there.
Yeah, for sure.
After that, I think it gets a little challenging.
Mm-hmm.
I struggle not to put Chris Paul in there, just as a floor general and a leader.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to put Chris Paul in my top 3. And third, I don't know if Chris Paul is 2 or 3, but third.
Do you think Chris Paul gets too much credit?
Do I think Chris Paul gets too much credit?
Too much credit.
It's hard to say.
Is he overrated?
It's hard to say.
Because I've seen debates
on that. It's hard to say if Chris Paul's overrated. I think Chris Paul's skill-wise and competitive nature is right there with the best. Like, I'm putting him in my top 3 point guards of all time. So obviously, I have a lot of respect for his game. I don't think people realize that Chris Paul, even though he hasn't won a championship, is a winner. He's brought winning culture to every single franchise he's been to. So when he was drafted, he took a team to the playoffs that wasn't meant to be there. He brought New Orleans all the way to 2nd seed, I believe, and was right there in the MVP conversation with Kobe one year. I think it was 2008. And then he went to, where did he go? The Clippers after that, and brought, the Clippers became a winning franchise. They didn't get to the finals, but they won more than they ever did before he got there. He went to Houston. They did about the same they were doing, but they got to the Western Conference Finals. It wasn't like they weren't a winning team. Then when he went to the Thunder, everybody thought, oh, he's done. That's not going to do anything. And he took them to the playoffs. Then he went to Phoenix, brought him to the number 1 seed in the finals. So he's a winner. He just hasn't won all the way. So from a leadership standpoint on the floor, I think Chris Paul is not overrated.
Gotcha.
I think
that was great stats that you put out there, because I definitely, I never said he was overrated, but I just, when the debate comes up, it's like, what has he actually done? So to lay that out, great job.
Cool. But number 3, if Steph's the point guard, I'm going to put him number 3. Top 3. Magic, Steph, and CP3. What about you?
Okay, definitely Magic. After that, it does get tough. I'm going to say Rajon Rondo. I'm going to say Rajon Rondo.
That's tough. I can't agree with that, but go ahead.
What? This dude, let's say Rajon Rondo in his prime was just, ridiculous. He literally, his assist stats, you can just tell, he gets everybody involved and he hits them in the right spot. But I'm going to say Rajon Rondo, and I'm going to go with Chris Paul as well. Because he definitely takes his, like you said, he builds franchises to winning teams. But yeah, Rajon Rondo, it's just something about his game. When he was definitely, especially with Boston, he was that glue for that team.
I think so too, but I think he was never, in my opinion, the best point guard in the league. And you've got guys like Magic, who was clearly not only the best point guard, but probably the best player in the league. A guy like John Stockton, obviously the most assists and the most steals all time. Hard to put Rondo ahead of someone like that. Steve Nash, hard to put Rondo ahead of him. Oh, that's probably a debate. But Steve Nash has 2 MVPs. To Rondo.
One of those I think he shouldn't have got, but
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's fair to.
Okay, I wouldn't say he's top 3, but he's definitely one of the best point guards, and that's just me being biased. But yeah.
What do you guys think? Who are the top 3 point guards of all time? And do you think that Rondo is better than Steph and Chris Paul and Steve Nash?
As a point guard.
As a point guard.